I'm John Feidelberg, and this is the one thing I learned. So this is about the time I learned a lesson getting robbed in Tallahassee. The year was exactly 2007. I had just transferred schools. I started my freshman year at St. Michael's College in Vermont, and I was not asked to come back there. And I was like, all right, well, what am I going to do now? I didn't really care for a small private school, so I was like, I will just do the exact opposite. I will go to a huge public school. Applied to Florida State, got in, and I knew nothing about the school, never even visited the school. Didn't even go to school until orientation, just got an apartment blindly. I got an apartment in the shadow of Doak Campbell Stadium on Jackson Bluff Boulevard, I believe it was called. It was a piece of shit apartment complex. The complex was really, really bad, Villa Cortez. I also had a dog who just shit everywhere. It was unbearable. It was a piece of shit apartment. It was bad. It was really, really bad. And while I was putting it together, I got a TV. Nothing special. I was a college kid, but I left the TV box outside of my door because I was lazy. So everyone in the apartment complex knew that this guy just got a brand new TV that they wanted to rob. One day when my roommate was away for the weekend, I was taking a shit. I was in the bathroom listening to, I believe it was Panic! At the Disco. It was some kind of pop punk, playing on my BlackBerry with the roll ball, probably playing Brick Breaker, I imagine, or sending some BBMs. And I'm sitting there minding my own business, taking a poop. Then I hear quite the commotion coming from the living room. The door is flung open. I hear people rummaging around. I think, that's weird. I know my roommate's away this weekend. Who could be causing all this ruckus? I waddle over, I slowly get up, and I waddle over to the door, open it slowly, take a little peek out. I see three masked gentlemen. Masked. Someone comes in your house in a mask, you know they mean fucking business. Big business. Now here's where some people would defend their property. They would go fight the intruders. I took a different route. Fight or flight, I go with the FL. I just slunk back to the toilet, sat back down, and sat on a bowl of poop while these people ransacked my home. And I'm just sitting there trying to pass the time while I can just hear people walking around my house being like, okay, sounds like they're done in Adam's room. Oh, wait, no, there's still a guy in my room. Meanwhile, I'm still sitting there playing Break Breaker, trying to be like, yes, high score, oh, yes, high score. Trying to remain as silent as possible, like a little girl hiding under the bed, only it's a grown man hiding in the bathroom. In my head, they're just talking to each other like, can you believe this fucking idiot just left a TV box outside? Like you're just announcing to us that you've got brand new valuables in here? And the other guy's like, yeah, no shit. What is he, the dumbest fucking person alive? Just inviting us into his home saying, hey, come take this TV. Want a new TV? It's in here. They were in there for not long. They knew what they were getting. They knew they wanted a TV and they knew they wanted to get out of Dodge. They weren't looking for jewels. They weren't checking through the closet to see what kind of expensive shirts this college kid owned. It was like, let's get the TV, let's get the laptops, let's get the fuck out of here. After, I gave it a while. I gave it, a pretty decent amount of time. Played a lot of Brick Breaker while I was sitting there just to make sure that they were gone for good before I came out and saw that they'd gotten what they wanted. The TV, the two laptops, gonzo. And there's a lot of thoughts that go through your mind just growing up as a man, whether it's, how strong am I, how tough am I, how athletic am I, how little do I cry, reevaluating your masculinity regularly. And I stopped evaluating my masculinity that day. I knew exactly where I was. If you're sitting on a bowl of your own poop, getting high scores on Brick Breaker while people rob your house and steal your belongings, you're a big old pussy. I could stop questioning myself at that point. I never had to compare myself to another man. I never had to think, boy, I wonder what would happen if we got in a tussle. I knew I wouldn't be in tussles. I didn't have any pride. I didn't have any testosterone, frankly. And I knew I didn't have any desire to defend my home. Wasn't an issue for me. I wasn't scared. I wasn't upset. I was just like, these are three tougher guys than me, taking what they want, and that's okay. So I called the cops after realizing that they'd stolen the laptop and the TVs and gotten what they wanted. The cops had a question at starters, and they said, okay, did you just get home? Did you just learn it? And I said, no, officers. I was home the entire time. They were quite taken aback by this, and they were like, why didn't you do anything? And I said, I didn't think it was safe. They were masked, bro. Someone's coming in your house in a mask, take what you want. If they had shown their faces, maybe I would have tussled a little bit. Probably not, but well, definitely not. But I would have had more, they would have been less intimidating, so I would have had more inclination to maybe be like, all right, maybe I'm an idiot, maybe I think I can beat these guys up. The second question the officers asked was, can you give any description? I said, well, they were wearing masks, but they were in t-shirts. It's Tallahassee after all. You're usually wearing strictly a t-shirt and shorts unless you're robbing someone's house, in which case you pop a mask on too. And I said they were in t-shirts. They said, okay, can you give us a color description? And that's when I learned another lesson. Boy, does my white guilt run deep. I was so scared to say that these guys were black. Like, terrified. I didn't want them to think I was racist. And the officer eventually goes, son, do you look like me or do you look like him? One was black, one was white. And I was like, they look like you. They were black guys. I felt terrible about it. These guys just robbed my house. That's how much of a pussy I am. I felt terrible about giving just the slightest piece of evidence who they could find. Not exactly breaking the case open for the cops, but at least being like, they were black guys. Now, as you can imagine, that the cops never found anything. They never contacted me ever again. I imagine they just crumpled up that report, threw it in the trash on their way out of Villa Cortez. But the one thing I learned through all of this is that insurance is fucking great. I had a new TV and 2 new laptops by week's end. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And that's why I will never apologize for being a pussy about it. Because I could have gone in there, I could have gotten stabbed, I could have gotten shot, I could have gotten, who knows, just my ass kicked. Anything could have happened to me. What actually happened was I got a brick breaker high score. Those guys got a new TV for free. I got a new TV for free. Everyone came out a winner.